Hi viewers, welcome back to my channel. This is the delivery I've had today that came from Belgium, from Acorn Orchids in Belgium. May possibly be the last order from them that will be done, maybe not. This isn't all for me, it's for 3 different people from the Orchid Society, but I thought I'd show you what was here and then I'll show you which are my different ones that I've got. But we have newbies, dinkies. This will please Bobby, because it's his fault I bought these. I blame him anyway. 2 Lepanthes miniatures. Lepanthes gargoyla and Lepanthes caprimulgus. Different because they're only charging, they're not charging as much as the other nurseries are charging for these Lepanthes, and I quite like the flowers and wanted to mount them and give them a go because I won't have the opportunity afterwards. And another one, in such tiny, tiny little pots, is a Neobathia. Comes from Madagascar. Oh, Neobathia perrieri. And it's got 2 flower spikes. I need to do some more digging on this, but something that interested me there. It's either a new and a flower spike or a new growth. Not sure. We shall see. Mounted. I just need to change what it's mounted on before it attaches. Get it onto a decent mount. There's quite a few in this genus, which is quite unheard of, but I fancied giving something different a go, and that is what I bought. Now, I wanted some more Spanish moss, Tilsandia, and these are beautiful bits of Spanish moss. Lovely amounts, €5 for that. And it's the thickum Spanish moss, or Eusonoides, I think it's called. So I needed some more down one part of the warm greenhouse. And now we have, oh no, we've got one more different one. This has definitely got to be put in water. This was a Poro Echidna. I don't know whether it's pronounced Echidna or Echidna. It's Echidna from Colombia. Lovely, lovely amount of leaves. Don't know, can't remember what whether this one's warm or cold. I think it's a cold one or an intermediate, one or t'other. But they like to be wet. Poroglossums like to be wet all the time, so I've got 3 of them now to see if I can grow them. And we shall see. They do some nice small flowers. All of the rest are different. Sarcochilus. So we've got 3 the same because we all picked the same one, which is Calnura Symphony Yellow Tinge crossed with Calnura Kaleidoscope Pink Ridge, because it's throwing some, that cross is throwing some really nice flowers. So the 3 of us decided we were going to have one each. And we shall see what happens next spring. This is a species for the other guy, one of the other guys. This is Fitzgeraldii. Nice. It's only got 1 fan, but it's a really nice plant, and it had 2 flower spikes this year, and it's already got new root growth going down. So it won't be long before that one makes fans. This is another one. I don't think that's mine. I think that's one of the other chaps. But again, 3 lovely. Parma Lemon crossed with Calnura Coral Sparkle. Now that to me tells you there's a yellow in there and there's a coral sort of colour, pinky salmony sort of colour. But the proof is in the pudding when it flowers, so they say. We shall see. This one I think is mine. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 new fans growing off of the back of that big one. Again, I got it for the colour, the apricot colour. Sarcochilus elegans super crossed with amber apricot. No guarantees on colours. Just have to wait and see what comes in the spring. And this one is also one for me. Calnura Festival Flash crossed with Calnura Dragonfly, Sarah's Wish. Now again, Calnura is the nursery in Australia. It's the prefix they use. Burrito orchids. It's the prefix they use. So all I need to do now is hope that all of the Spanish moss is in the same. Yeah, look. Look at that. 4 beautiful pieces on them. Oh, except this, they're naughty. They've given me the fine one. This is not the same as that. That's a fine one. I didn't want the fine one. It'll do, it just takes more looking after, but I didn't order that. I ordered 4 of the same. This isn't a fine one. Again, look. Look at these. Look at them. Lovely. It's given me one fine one. I hate the fine one. They're harder to keep going. I now need to go and bring a tray from outside to carry this lot out there, because I've got to meet our president on Friday at a point halfway between here and his house so that I can hand over his plants. The other guy lives Southampton, so he's only sort of 25 minutes down the motorway. He's coming up to collect his sometime once I've let him know that they're here. I just need to get them outside and get them sprayed, because Poro Blossom certainly is bone dry, but bearing in mind the heat we're now having, I'm quite happy with the condition of these. They're really good plants, and I ordered my replacement. I've got some more of my pots that I like for Draculas without such big holes. I like these, and I also needed some more of these baskets, and our suppliers over here don't stock them anymore. These are what I use for the bigger Draculas, and sometimes I use these for dendrobiums. I cut out that middle section in the bottom and plant it to hang it down. I've done it with a couple. I've done it with Victoria Regina, and I've done it with the coral one. I've forgotten the name of it. It's been a long day. I've had an invasion of 5 grandchildren today. I'm absolutely shattered. This order came early, which it would do, because I didn't want it to. I wanted it to come when I was ready to sort it out, so it's been in its box all day. But I put it in a cool place. And as you can see, it's absolutely fine. The only one that's got a smaller one is one of these. One of these has got a smaller fan on. But that's fine. This is one of mine. I really wanted this because, can you guess by that name which is why I bought it. Calnura High Golden Egg crossed with Madge Free. I'll put you up a picture of Madge, Sarcochilus Madge, and you'll see what I mean, because I should, on this, get a white perimeter with bright yellow centre is what I should get. And it's also a very vigorous plant. It's flowered, it's got a flower spike on this year, so it should do well. But I'll leave that like this, because what I'll do is when I sort them out outside, I will mount the two Lepanthes and we can have a look at them when they're done, and then Bobby can give me his thoughts on the ones that I chose. Right, here we are, finally doing some of our repotting of the stuff that came from Acorn. I'm only going to do one of them on camera, and then I'll show you the finished articles, because there's no point repeating them over again. Sorry about the dog barking. We've got annoying people who don't think they have to train their dogs and let them bark willy-nilly in their garden, annoying other people. I have 3 dogs. None of them do that because they're not allowed. Right. Oh, why do these people? They use the smallest of pots. I can't believe how tiny this pot is. And in it, they staple the label to the pot. So, get the stapler out. Then we can get the label out. And what we're looking at is Lepanthes caprimulgus. I bought this because I liked the flowers. And I thought we would try a couple more, because they don't take up much space. And I rather like the ones I have. And I only ever buy them because I like the flowers. This is so tiny, I don't know what the roots are like. So tiny. Can't find my tweezers, so I'm going to have to use my fingers. Roots aren't brilliant, actually. Roots are not brilliant. It's also putting a leaf up there instead of a flower, although I have just taken flower spikes off of it. But that's fine. I'll let you have your little upset now. And then, where's that towel gone? There it is. And then we will hang you up with some moss. Don't want you dirty moss, go away. I want clean moss. Don't want too much of that either. I'm going to put this on a smaller one, and I'm going to put the tiniest bit of moss underneath it, and then I'm going to put it like that. Put a tiny bit of moss. I don't want big bits of moss, I want small bits of moss, people. I think these little beauties, sometimes you need a magnifying glass to see them. But this one comes from Ecuador and Peru, and it likes to go cool to cold. It actually grows very low down in the cloud forests. So when I've done this, it's going to go, and I'm going to put a small bit behind you there to give you a little bit of substance behind you, and then you've got something for the roots to go in. And what I like to do with these, instead of using fishing wire, the only reason I don't use fishing wire because I'm all fingers and thumbs, and I get in such a pickle with it that I can never tie the end knot, and it really frustrates me. Bigger ones I can do, but not these tiny ones. It's just annoying. So what I do is I just tie. It's like rope elastic from the haberdashery shop. And when I'm first doing small plants, be they seedlings or be they small plants like this is, I find it easier to do this to hold them on. And as soon as it goes, loses its elasticity, all you need to do is cut it. It'll all come off, and then you can very quickly put more on, or by that time it's ready to put more on too. And I sometimes put more on there of this, but it doesn't need a great big amount. This is trial and error for me because I haven't grown these before, apart from my Lepanthis telepogon flora, which I absolutely adore. And some of these flowers on the, I blame Bobby for this actually, because he's got some very unusual flowers, and I do like unusual flowers. And I thought it's different because we're not going to be able to get hold of anything after the end of the year, and by the time I finish we won't need to buy anything either, because I won't have any space left, and we're fast running out of space. And the other thing I bought, and it was on this piece of oak bark, it's a Neobathia perrieri. I have a feeling it's from the Angraecum family, looking at that. It's yeah, it was in Eranthes. It comes from Madagascar, grows warm to cool. So I'm going to take it off of here because there's not much holding. The bottom ones are not really held on by this stuff, and we've got this little beauty held on, which is a fairly new root, which we just need to go down in the cork and get it off without disturbing this root. And there we have it, with a bit of cork attached, but that's fine. And this has actually got 2 flower spikes, although that there looks as though it might abort. But I'm going to put him in the, well, I might put him in the warm house, but I think I'll probably put him in this house, have him intermediate. If they ever say cool to warm, I always tend to go in the middle, so to speak. And we've got a fair bit of root there, but that's not, oh, it has got a root tip. It has got a green root tip, that one. Green root tip there. So what I'm going to do, if I can do it without breaking this, is put the flower spike behind the root so that I can put the root back down on a mount. We want a bit more than that, because I don't think this clings onto anything spectacular when it's in its habitat. But I will put a bit behind it, although they had it linked just on. Maybe I'll just put it on with that, and then I'll put you behind the leaves, Mr. Root, and let you go which way you want from there. No, you have to go in front of the leaves. Maybe. No, that's not right. That's not right. It can't go like that. It's really got to go like that. I've really got to put it down like that. And see if we can bring it up and round. You come down here. Bring it up, round and down on itself. See if we can tie it back there. I'm going to cut that one off because he's not doing anything and it is a bit of a waste of space. He's too shriveled to be of any use. So then, what we can do, because that other bit will reattach to this side, I'm just going to put some moss around the bottom here, away from the base of the plant. Move that up a bit. Get you out of the way. Put you there. I think I'll put you under there as well. Let you grow around there. And then you can hold on down there. Because this is where it will get fiddly to start with. Now we want a bigger piece for this one. Because I don't want to use wire for these roots. I've never grown this before. So this is another newbie for me, and trial seems to be, it should do okay. So I wanted to grow something different that I hadn't grown before. And because I've got those plants from the gentleman who passed away from our society, Lockhartier I've come into. Funny names I've never heard of. Oberonia was one, and Neo, weird one, but it was fine because it's got some flowers on, and we will show you. Get around there and don't go too hard. That's it. Hold him down. You go up there a bit and you go there. And then look, he can grow like that. And then we can convince these roots that they need to attach there. I think that one will on its own. Might have been better if I'd have tied it round a bit, but we'll see. If not, I will tie that top bit with just a piece of fishing line. And then that's him ready to go, and he can go in this house with his label, which we won't lose. And then I'll show you the others. I'll come back when I've done them. I'm not going to go in their correct place until tomorrow. I can stay in here tonight because the temperature's pretty much of a muchness at night at the moment. It won't be going down cold tonight because we've got heat wave conditions coming tomorrow. I can't get over how tiny these things are. Tiny these things are. So while I finish this next one off, I'll let you go and I'll come back when I've finished with them, because I've got a couple of others that have been kicking around for a while. So I'll be back soon. Right, back earlier because I forgot about the Poro. And Poro likes to be wet all of the time. And I would seriously not have it in bark. This is come in bark. Whether that actually belongs to that plant, it was in the same pot, it's separated off quite easily. That could be a completely different plant. Because there's nothing else purple. That could be something self-seeded in the medium. It's got its own root system. I'm going to put it on a little mount on its own, see what happens. But this is Poro Echidna, or Echidna, but there's an H in it, so I'd pronounce it Echidna. It comes from Colombia and Venezuela, and it's known, believe it or not, as the Hedgehog Poro. It's cold growing, so I've got to put it in the Mazzy house, and I don't want it in there in a pot. I want it hanging up where I can see it. So that's going to go on one of the bigger pieces, maybe that piece. That piece, I think, will do him. So once he's done, I'll come back and we'll finish off, and I'll show you the others because they've all been sprayed. Show you them all when they're done. Right, there they all are, all done. They've all been sprayed with the hydrogen peroxide. They've all been sprayed with Mag, so they're all nice and damp. They'll stay in here for the night, because I'm not going to start moving orchids about. I'm melting out here. I need to go and jump in a shower and begin to feel a little like a human being again. I'll sort this little lot out tomorrow. The windows, the roof vents are still open in this place. What is the temperature out here? 74% humidity, still 24 degrees in this intermediate house. And we're in for scorcher tomorrow. So the foggers will be working overtime because they've got to combat that heat that's coming tomorrow. Somebody said it was 28 degrees. So we had rain this morning, ridiculous. Then we had baking hot this afternoon. I had to wash 3 dogs off when I got back this morning. I was soaked, they were soaked. And this afternoon it blasts us with sun when I thought I could come out here and do some work, and I've only been able to come out here now. But it's still too warm. So bye for now. See you soon. Take care.